Whether you love hunting or fishing, there are a lot of things happening in the outdoors around the natural state. Hayden Balgavy shares the latest on duck, dove, and deer in today's Outdoor Report. Check this out.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Hayden Balgavy alongside Trey Reid with Arkansas Game and Fish. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. It's hunting season.
Hunting season. So I wanted to ask you, so obviously, happy Saturday to you. How was last Saturday? We finally got going.
It was great. That's when things kind of officially kicked off with the opening of dove season. I've heard some great reports. My hunting was good. I had a good time. It wasn't exceptional, perhaps. We had a little system move through, if you remember, last Friday afternoon. I think it ran some of our birds off, but I think guys did well. I've seen a lot of social media posts, some good hunting. Hey, the other thing that opened last weekend, first of its kind, Hayden, the new archery buck-only early hunt.
That's right,
So that, like the velvet buck hunt.
The velvet buck hunt.
Opportunity. Now, I did see, I think, a lot of guys that went out there, harvested bucks. They didn't necessarily still have some velvet. You know, it's kind of, this is the time of year when they're getting rid of it. You know, they're getting ready for the breeding season, the rut, the mating season. They got to fight the other bucks. They got to look shiny and all polished up for the girls. But there were quite a few hunters that were successful. About 1,200 deer checked over the three-day season. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you remember, that rain was also associated with a cold front that came in. And man, it was really nice Saturday morning dove hunting, but Sunday morning.
Oh my gosh, 50s, 40s.
53, 54 degrees out there in the Delta where I was. And oh man, it was so nice. And I know that probably got a lot of deer hunters out in the woods. You know, it was one of the things everybody was talking about. You know, archery season starts the 28th of September this year, but so this was about, 3 weeks earlier, and you're like, man, sometimes it can be hot. We got a great weekend.
What a great break. We needed a break too. We talked about it for so many years. Now, speaking of breaks, I don't know about the weather this weekend. Obviously, Hurricane Francine, it made landfall, affecting the Delta, affecting our friends closer to Mississippi, and then we think Teal. How's the weather going to affect us?
Well, that's a great question. We talked about it last week, but teal season opens tomorrow at sunrise, and I think it could be a mixed bag.
Sure.
Hayden. You're equivocating here, but here's the deal. Like, if you're going to a place like I'm likely going in the morning that's permanent water, a big reservoir, it might hurt you a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, probably going to help some teal hunters. Just going to put some water in some areas, especially in the Delta, like moist soil units on some of our wildlife management areas, ag land. Farmers not happy about this rain coming in. I mean, because they're trying to get stuff harvested and can't get in the fields with the rain. So, but the flip side of that is sometimes it'll put a little water in like a low spot in a field or something like that, and just provide some additional opportunities that we don't always have this time of year because we don't have a lot of water on public lands right now, so it will help in that regard. Now, if you've got a spot that's always like, A1 premium because there's not a lot of water elsewhere, it might hurt you a little bit. But still, those birds kind of tend to go to some of those permanent bodies of water like that, and then they'll bounce around out from there to go find food and what have you.
So maybe and hopefully a minor setback for a major comeback.
Exactly. I think this teal season only lasts 2 weeks, so we'll take a little bit of rain. Sorry to the farmers, and hope it dries out quick. But hey, a couple things I wanted to throw out there about teal season. Don't forget, it starts at sunrise. Not 30 minutes before like regular duck season, okay? And the reason for that is there could be some other birds like pintails or shovelers or something mixed in. Want the light to be up where you can positively identify what you're shooting at.
We still got a good amount of daylight right now. It's not completely dark just yet.
Absolutely. So we're going to be sunrise to sunset. Don't forget it's steel shot. You got to have duck stamps. You got to have your Harvest Information Program registration. That's HIP. It's free. All this stuff available at agfc.com. And don't forget, this year's a little bit different with the federal duck stamp, Hayden, because in the past, you've been able to buy it electronically in Arkansas, and that you basically for 45 days you could just show the game warden like, "Hey, I've purchased it," because they mailed you your stamp later on. This year's a little bit different. You can use that electronic designation on your license for the federal stamp all season long.
We talked about this when it came out.
And then they're going to, if you're a collector, they're still going to mail you the paper physical stamp after duck season ends. So you can't use two, have one on your electronic, and then give one to my buddy Hayden that he can use. So that's the way that's going to work now moving forward.
Good reminder too.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we get going. Now, say you can't get to the woods, you can't get out there. Big weekend for fishing though. If you want to hit the pond.
Yeah, next weekend, Hayden, we've got the Big Catch coming up.
That's it.
Next Saturday at Lake Valencia. This is a put on by the Community First Alliance, and it started, gosh, I don't know how many years ago now, but it started out one event in the spring, and it got so big they started doing two.
Okay.
And last year, in the September event in the fall, we had over 1,700 people show up.
No kidding.
Going on, starts at 8 a.m. at Lake Valencia a week from today. You can register ahead of time. They'd like for you to do that.
Okay.
The first 500 anglers that show up, we're going to feed them for free.
Oh, no way.
There's all kinds of other cool stuff going on too, though, man. We're going to have like jump houses. We're going to have demonstrations on cleaning and cooking catfish.
Okay.
We're going to have kayaks out there where you can try out kayaking, and going to be giving away a guided deer hunt, a weekend getaway deer hunt as a grand prize for this event. Other prizes, music, just lots of fun.
What a great weekend for the kids, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're back in school, but yet it's not super hot. We've been lucky. We've been
Absolutely,
really good. So it's been a good weekend.
If you want to register for that, go to www.c1a.life. That's the Community First Alliance website. Information at agfc.com and thv11.com. I'm sure
on the
always.
Facebook page as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, it'd be a great weekend for it. Sounds like something Tanner may be up for.
Heck yeah, man.
I think he may want to come out and have a little fun.
Well, we're going to put a lot of fish in there, Hayden. We got one with his name on it.
I love it. I love it. Trey, thank you as always.
You bet, man.
Hey, agfc.com. They've got all this great information, their Facebook page as well. And, of course, we've got more info on thv11.com. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next Saturday.